let me get stuck into today's stories. And the first one, I think, is probably the most realistic of all of them. This comes in from the Daily Mirror. And the Daily Mirror say that Arne Slot has identified £50 million rated Atalanta midfielder Teun Koopmeiners as his first signing once he is confirmed as Liverpool's replacement for Jurgen Klopp. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month, and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. You know, we've been linked to Koopmeiners before Arne Slot was announced as the manager. We were linked with him back when Jurgen was in charge. Well, Jurgen still is in charge, but we were linked with him when we thought Jurgen was taking care of transfers. The only question I have is the valuation. You know, I've seen bits and pieces of Koopmeiners. Obviously, I've seen him play against Liverpool. But I want to know, is he worth £50 million? Or is that number, in your opinion, a little bit high? So do let me know in the chat. We did polls yesterday around different types of midfielders and that. But I want to just get your thoughts on this one. Would you be happy if Liverpool put forth a £50 million offer to Atalanta for Teun Koopmeiners? He's 26. 26, that's okay. I think 26 is acceptable because the way we're looking at this, right, we're going to be talking about Nicolo Barella in a minute. And the idea behind the Barella link is that apparently Liverpool has identified him as the Thiago Alcantara replacement in the squad. Now again, take this with a massive pinch of salt. But Koopmeiners I can understand, but what I don't want us to get drawn into is just bringing in too many Dutch players. I don't want that to happen. I don't want us to get lazy and just start bringing in Dutch players because we've got a Dutch coach. But the only reason I'm really bringing up Koopmeiners is because that link was there long before we knew Arne Slot was going to be the coach. Right, Koopmeiners for 50 million. Yay or nay? We'll leave that running for a couple of minutes while we continue on and then we'll come back to it. For me, look, I can understand if they look at Koopmeiners. I don't know all that much about his value. I don't know if he's worth 50 million or not, but I guess for us as fans, sometimes I wonder, do we get too caught up in the valuations? You know, for us, the question should really be, does X or Y player improve Liverpool's squad? And I would say adding Koopmeiners in would. After that, I guess the valuations are down to the clubs and Michael Edwards. And Richard Hughes, of course. I want to wait till someone signs on the dotted line before I make assumptions. Well, nobody's asked you to make assumptions, mate. We're asking you for an opinion. You know, we don't know whether somebody's signing or not. But, you know, I get where you're coming from. But, you know, the point of this is we're just working off links at the minute. And we're just talking about where they could fit into the team. Are they worth the money? Do we believe the story? You know, so I'll never get Liverpool fans or any club's fans who go, I just want the news. I just want the actual matter-of-fact stuff. You'd have no fan channels. Because all you'd have is just factual news reporting that takes 2 minutes to do. Liverpool today signed Teun Koopmeiners for X amount. That'd be the end of your video. It wouldn't be much fun, would it? Do we really need more midfielders? I would say we need one. I would say we need one deeper lying midfielder. Who that is, I don't know. But I would say we need one. Yeah, I think we need to improve on Endo. Being blunt about this, I think there is space there for a deeper lying midfielder. Not saying Koopmeiners is the right type of midfielder for what we need, but I'm just going through the stories in the paper today and presenting them to you guys one at a time. So Koopmeiners for 50 million. I'll end the post because we need to move on to the next story. But 52% of you guys said yes, you would sign Teun Koopmeiners for £50 million. 48% said no. I know that says 47, but YouTube always robs 1% from these polls for some reason. The next one that I got to bring to you is one that I have to say I'm dubious of, to say the least. So the story is that Arne Slot, who the Feyenoord boss, who's going to succeed Jurgen Klopp at the end of the season, is expected to line up in a 4-2-3-1 system, different to the 4-3-3 that we currently use. According to Fichajes, who we know have... they have I was going to say Department of Foreign Affairs, but no, they have an embassy on our bullshit island. But they say that one player Liverpool are looking at to slot into that midfield is Inter Milan's Nicolo Barella. They go on to say that Liverpool think of him as a replacement for Thiago and that he's valued at about £70 million by the Italian side. Now, I don't think do I need to ask you guys if you take Nicolo Barella at Liverpool or not? I don't know if it's a silly question or if somebody's going to say to me, Craig, he's 27, I think it's a little bit too old. What I will say to you is, would I replace Thiago in the squad with Barella and be happy with it? Yes, sir. Very much so. And if you think about it from this perspective alone, the amortization of the cost, you're freeing up a lot of wages in Thiago. Thiago's wages are about 10 million quid a year. So with Thiago moving on, there is going to be scope in the squad for a senior midfielder with experience that can fulfill a certain role. And we've often spoke about Joshua Kimmich a little bit. I think Barella would be extremely good. Now, I have massive reservations of whether I think this is true or not. But from the point of view of would I take him at Liverpool? 100% yes. I would more than welcome Barella into that Liverpool midfield. Can I see a Liverpool midfield with Barella and Trent in the two? Yes. Yes, I can. Yeah, I'd be over the moon with that one. But I have to say, it coming from Fichajes, I am dubious to say the least about it. But let's see what some of you guys feel. Easy yes, said James Lawler. Please come to Liverpool, said Ash Byrne, for 70 million. Barella will stay and end his career at Inter, said Brian. Nope, too late for Barella now, said Malik. I don't think it is, Malik. It depends what role you're looking for him to fulfill, mate. For me, if we are looking to bring in a Thiago Alcantara replacement, a senior pro, which, let's be honest, we could do with, I'm okay with it. But I'm dubious of it at the same time, but I wouldn't say no. Pranav, how are you, my friend? So we don't need a number 8, got plenty of them. A proper DM should be the priority. Spending 70 million on Barella, whom I rate very highly, would mean half our transfer budget probably gone. So this is where we need to start talking about the accountancy and how these things are spread across the length of contract. So I get what you're talking about 70 million for Barella, but again, you're probably best speaking to a football finance expert about this, but when we free up the wages from Thiago Alcantara, that is a significant outlay every season. So the outlay there for Thiago Alcantara each season is, what was the cost of his transfer? It was 5 million up front with 5 million a year for 4 years plus his wages. So on our books, Thiago Alcantara is amortized at about £15 million a season across his contract. So if Barella came in, let's say, on a 4-year deal costing £150,000 a week, let's say, that's $7.5 million across each season for his wages, plus what are we talking, 70 million, so let's call that 60 for argument's sake to make it more easy maths, 50 million a season. You're talking, what did I say there, 7.5, 50, 22.5 million amortized across that player for 4 years of his contract. So it's only about 7 million up on what we're spending on Thiago Alcantara on the books. So it is possible without really impacting the transfer fee. As fans, when we think about transfers, we only really focus on the big number, the transfer fee, but we need to think about how the bookkeeping side of that is spread around. So I think it is possible without making a huge dent. Again, not saying it's necessarily happening, just trying to give a flavour of how it would look and how Liverpool look at their transfers. Who's the striker I would bring in? In an ideal scenario, I'd like Alexander Isak, because I could see what he could do in our team. I could see how he could fit in. I love his work rate. I'd understand we'd obviously have to pay an absolute premium, but I think he would work for us. Imagine having him and Darwin as options, as an example, with Jota there as well. Now again, I'm not trying to say we're going into Newcastle to buy Alexander Isak. I'm just saying I think he'd be a good fit. I don't really think Ivan Toney would be as good a fit, and I've never been convinced on Victor Osimhen that he's going to be prolific. That Napoli team worries me, because they've had 1 year of success and then they've fallen off, and they're what, 9th, 8th, 9th, something like that in Serie A this season. So I'm a bit concerned about that. And I guess on that, it's a good segue into talking about Kvaratskhelia, who today has been linked with a move to Liverpool, and I just don't believe it. Like, one, I don't believe Liverpool need to bring in another left-sided player unless we're going to shift them across to the right. You know, we've seen with Mane do the opposite, come into Liverpool as a right winger, get shifted over to the left-hand side when Mo came in, and that worked out pretty well for everybody. Mane was brilliant on the left, and Salah obviously was brilliant on the right. So with Kvaratskhelia, I'm just not convinced. I just amn't, and there's no way to me that the underlying numbers will justify a 120 million euro player. I just don't see it. Has he got talent? Of course. But is he worth the money that's been spoken about? No, I don't think so. Unless Michael Edwards has something up his sleeve or some underlying numbers that we're not seeing, I think Kvaratskhelia is too up and down for me. And also, I don't like that he's already said once that he's a Madrista. Now there's links from Barcelona. I don't know. It feels like he has one eye on wanting to go to Spain, and at the first opportunity of him getting a chance to go to Spain, I feel like he'd probably look to make that happen. So for me, I don't believe it, is the honest answer on Kvaratskhelia. I don't. Nor do I like it. Right, so it's time to talk about Willian Pacho of Eintracht Frankfurt. So Bild in Germany came up with a story today that said Liverpool could formally make a move for Willian Pacho of Eintracht Frankfurt. This part confuses me though. It says, at a fee of 50 to 60 million euro, the aim would be to loan him back to Frankfurt for one more season to continue his development. That makes no sense. We need a centre-back now, this season. And knowing our owners as we do, I find it very difficult to believe they'll pony up 50 or 60 million euro to send a player back to Germany for a year. If you're going to do that type of thing, then you'd want to be talking about a far, far, far lower transfer fee. Like, and I mean 25% of the number being mentioned. So, you know, he's a name that you guys have mentioned quite a bit. I can't see Liverpool doing that. I can't see us spending that much money and shipping a centre-back back out for a year. It seems fanciful to say the least. You know, we need a centre-back now. Reminds me of when we got Keita. Slightly different, but that didn't work out either. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. You know, it's a big fee. If we were talking 15, 20 million euro here, I think, okay, maybe. But not at 50 or 60 million. That's just too big of a chunk there to start loaning a player back out.